What happens when an artist blends music, philosophy, and a touch of rebellion? A legend like Roger Waters is born. As a founding member and visionary of Pink Floyd, Waters not only redefined progressive rock, but also left an indelible mark on music history. In this video, we'll dive into the life of this creative genius, his impact on Pink Floyd, and his legacy as a solo artist. Get ready for a journey into the mind of one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. George Roger Waters was born on September 6, 1943, in Surrey, England. His childhood was marked by the tragic loss of his father in World War II, an event that profoundly shaped his worldview and compositions. In 1965, along with Syd Barrett, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright, he formed Pink Floyd, a band that initially stood out in London's psychedelic scene. However, over time, Waters took the creative reins of the band, especially after Barrett's departure. He was the architect behind some of the most iconic albums in music history, such as The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall. The latter, a conceptual masterpiece, reflected his internal struggles with fame, alienation, and past traumas. Waters' creative vision extended beyond music. He incorporated intricate storytelling, deep philosophical themes, and political critique into his work, making Pink Floyd's albums more than just collections of songs. They became immersive experiences. His lyrics often explored themes of war, loss, and the human condition, resonating deeply with audiences around the globe. But harmony within Pink Floyd was not everlasting. Creative tensions led to his departure from the band in 1985. Despite legal battles with his former bandmates, Waters pursued a successful solo career, releasing albums like Amused to Death. His massive tours, such as The Wall Live, showcased his ability to merge music, stunning visuals, and political activism. Throughout his career, Waters has been a vocal advocate for various social and political causes, using his music as a tool to challenge power and inspire change. Roger Waters is not just a musician, he's a storyteller, a philosopher, and an activist whose work continues to resonate with millions. Now, we want to hear from you. What's your favorite Pink Floyd album or solo project by Roger Waters? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories like this. See you in the next video. Hello, Trivia Clips fans. Today, we're talking about a man who conquered Hollywood with his boundless energy, incredible comedic talent, and larger-than-life personality. But also someone who chose to step away from the spotlight in search of something deeper. What happened to Jim Carrey? If you want to know the story behind his success, his retreat, and his personal transformation, stick around until the end. Beginnings and rise to fame. Jim Carrey was born on January 17, 1962, in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. From a young age, Jim was a ball of energy, entertaining his family and friends with impressions and jokes. However, his life was marked by financial struggles. His father, Percy, lost his job as an accountant, and the family had to live in a van for a while. Despite these challenges, Jim held on to his creative spirit. In interviews, he shared how he used to write letters to himself, visualizing a future as a successful actor. At the age of 15, he made his stand-up comedy debut in Toronto. While his first performance wasn't a smashing success, he never gave up. His big break came when comedy legend Rodney Dangerfield saw him perform and hired him as an opening act. This opportunity allowed him to move to Los Angeles and perform at the Comedy Store, a key venue for up-and-coming comedians. The leap to Hollywood. After years of hard work, Carrey landed a role on the sketch comedy show In Living Color in the early 1990s. His unique style, filled with exaggerated facial expressions and unmatched energy, made him stand out. But 1994 was the year he became a global superstar. That year, Jim starred in 3 films that became instant classics: Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. The incredible part wasn't just the success of these films, but how they established Carrey as a cultural phenomenon. Movies like Liar Liar, Batman Forever, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas solidified his place as one of the most beloved actors of the 1990s. To top it off, Carrey became the first actor in history to receive a $20 million paycheck for a movie, The Cable Guy. This was unheard of for a comedy actor at the time. A dramatic shift in his career. While Jim Carrey dominated comedy, he always wanted to prove he was more than the funny guy. In 1998, he surprised the world with his performance in The Truman Show, a film that questions reality and the impact of fame. His performance earned critical acclaim and his first Golden Globe Award. In 1999, he amazed audiences again with Man on the Moon, where he portrayed eccentric comedian Andy Kaufman. Carrey immersed himself so deeply in the role that he practically became Kaufman during filming. In fact, a documentary titled Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, showcases how this experience profoundly affected him, leading him to reflect on his identity and purpose. Another standout moment was 2004's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, a film blending romance, drama, and science fiction. For many, this is Jim Carrey's best performance, showcasing his versatility and depth as an actor. Personal struggles. Off-screen, Jim Carrey's life wasn't always as bright. From a young age, he battled depression, a struggle that followed him even during his most successful years. In interviews, he's opened up about how fame and wealth didn't fill the void he felt inside. Tragedy struck in 2015 with the death of his ex-girlfriend, Catriona White, an event that deeply impacted Jim. This loss, combined with his ongoing mental health battles, led him to step away from the public eye for several years. Spiritual transformation. In recent years, Jim Carrey has embraced a more spiritual and philosophical approach to life. In speeches and interviews, he's spoken about the importance of transcending the ego and seeking inner peace. In one interview, he said, "I used to think I wanted to be somebody. Now, I just want to be free." Carrey also found a new passion in painting. He has created vibrant and meaningful pieces, many reflecting his emotions and thoughts about the world. In 2017, he released a mini-documentary titled I Needed Color, where he shares how art became a way to heal and express himself. What is Jim Carrey doing today? Although he's not fully retired, Jim Carrey has significantly reduced his involvement in movies. In 2020 and 2022, he starred in the Sonic the Hedgehog films as the villain Dr. Robotnik, showing he still has his unique charisma. However, Carrey has made it clear that his priorities have shifted. In recent interviews, he mentioned he's considering retiring from acting altogether to focus on his personal life and art. Jim Carrey's legacy. Jim Carrey isn't just an actor, he's a cultural icon. His career gave us laughter, tears, and unforgettable moments. But his life is also a reminder that material success isn't everything. His legacy includes films loved by millions and a message of authenticity and self-discovery. Jim Carrey shows us that even the biggest stars are human, with struggles, victories, and a constant search for purpose. What do you think about Jim Carrey? What's your favorite movie by this iconic actor? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Trivia Clips, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.